Hello, welcome to another talk on money, business, and investing. My name is Jose, I'm the founder of the company and brand here at Master Investor. Ensure to subscribe, turn on the notifications so that we know when we go live or upload a valuable talk on money, business, and investing that can literally change our lives financially. It's all about having an investing plan. It's about having a plan that have actionable steps so that we can take every single day towards our cash flow. We want to be focusing on building positive cash flow. And that type of income comes from real assets that we control with our companies. It's all about understanding the new rules of money, how to invest like the ultra wealthy. Today, we're going to cover why success starts with a proper team. One important factor in success is support in our inner circle. Summary: we can achieve our financial objectives with guidance. Positive people can encourage us from pursuing our financial goals. Our network of support will assist us in achieving our financial objectives. Today's bonus: at the end of today's talk, we will cover the 4 business personalities and 7 intelligence that we can master. Okay, we want to choose one of those 4 personalities when it comes to business. And we're going to discover which of those 4 personalities we need to have. Also, visit our website to get our digital courses, our ebooks. We have 3 right now: the 10-year rules of money, how to build cash flow with the internet, turn passive income on, and how to invest in crypto to build wealth. Remember, crypto is a new currency. It's not just a commodity, or it's not just an asset. That's what I meant to say. It's not just an asset anymore. It's as a currency. Crypto is an asset class of itself. So we have 5 different asset classes that exist. We have business, real estate, crypto, paper assets, commodities. Those are the 5 different asset classes that we can invest in. Some asset classes will give us capital gains income. However, we're focusing on passive income, or also known as positive cash flow. And we need a team. It starts with having a team because, as we know here in our community, business and investing both are team sports. We need to win in a team. We cannot win without a team. And today we have systems, artificial intelligence, technology that is much advanced and way before. Even 30, 40 years ago, we didn't have what we have today, or people didn't have that back then. So it's easier to become wealthy today because we have the ability to be connected with the entire world quickly. Everybody is connected through social media and different platforms, and allows us to put a product in the marketplace that is valuable, that is in high demand. And all we have to do is due diligence on a niche that we want to go with, have a product in place. It doesn't have to be created by us. We can use other people's products. We can partner with other companies that already have that product and start focusing on building that passive income where it takes us to financial freedom. And that's the first financial goal that we should all aim for. Whoever is attempting to reach that point where there's not longer the need to work for earn income. Instead, all we're doing is working to build passive income. And that means that we're focusing on reading financial statements of different companies, different investments. We're investing in the different asset classes that exist, the ones that I just mentioned, the 5 different asset classes, because that's how we protect ourselves from down economies and hedge for inflation. And the reason why inflation happens is because today money is created with debt. Today the economy works with debt. Debt is money and money is debt. So we have to learn how to manage debt, and how to stay ahead of inflation is by actively investing in different asset classes. And those asset classes will bring us specifically passive income and sometimes capital gains income. And when one market crashes, or when the market crashes in one area or in one asset class, then we still have other assets that will keep pumping cash flow into our pockets. And remember, an asset puts money in our pocket. A liability takes money out of our pocket. And there's nothing wrong with having liabilities, because the wealthier we become, we will have more liabilities, but we have also the ability to turn that liability into an asset. As an inside investor, as a master investor, we understand how to turn a liability into our asset on our assets column. Not all liabilities can be turned into our assets. However, majority of them can. Because remember, every liability that we have on our liability column is somebody else's asset in their asset column. So we need to read our personal financial statement every day. On our ebook, How to Build Cash Flow with the Internet, Turn Passive Income On, we have an asset in that digital course. When you go to our website, you'll be able to find the curriculum and whatever we have already in that digital course as of today. We're adding more assets into that specific digital course. One of the assets in there right now is a financial statement that is blank, and all we have to do is fill it in with our numbers. Income, if you work for money right now, if you have a job, we need to understand where we are financially, and all of our expenses, liabilities, everything needs to be listed accordingly. And a lot of people name assets what are really their liabilities, because it's taking money out of their pocket. So if they're investing in a 401k, for example, that is a fake asset because it's taking money out of their pocket. Even though they may look rich on paper because the stock is going up on value, right? Or why not? It doesn't matter. If it's not putting money in our pocket, then it's not an asset. We need to touch that cash flow. We need to be able to control it and be able to direct it whatever we want it to be directed. And we want to put that either into an investment that we're already planning to put that money into, because we've been planning to do that with that specific asset, right? So if we're building an asset, is to give us more money to buy other investments so that we can recycle that money again and we can create more money. And once we recoup our money back from the investment and we continue to keep getting passive income, that's called infinite return on investment. And that's the holy grail of investing. That's exactly what we want to be as an investor. We want to be able to have no money into the deal, whatever that is. So if we build a business online and we create a website and it takes us XYZ amount to launch the website and do the marketing, at some point we want to say, okay, I put in this much. I want to get this much back by this day, so I get my money back. And whatever I keep getting back thereafter, since I have no money of my own into the deal anymore, then that is money for nothing. We have literally a freedom unit, a asset, cash cow that is pumping cash flow into our pocket, and we reach infinite return on investment because we have no money of our own into the deal. We successfully recoup the money back, and we continue to control the deal or the investment, and we continue to get that positive cash flow, or also known as passive income. So in total, in the world, there are 3 types of income that a person can focus on. Earned income, majority of people focus for earned income. That is when a person has a job and they exchange time for money. And this type of income is taxed at the highest bracket. And there is not room to really minimize taxes, because even before they get the paycheck, taxes are already taken out and other things. So the employees, whoever is playing on the left side of the cash flow circle, remember there are 4 players in the cash flow circle. Think of a circle divided in half. On the left side, we have the employee and the self-employed. They work for earned income. And on the right side, we have the business owner and inside investor. On the right side is where wealth is created, is where total freedom is achieved. Whoever wants to get to the point where we have total freedom, then we need to be operating on the right side of the cash flow circle. And this talk is for you, because this will guide us to build the assets column on our personal financial statement. And as a result, it will give us positive cash flow, which means that is income that is coming in from the assets column. And assets are a business, a successful business composed of a system of systems doing the selling and telling for us without us working. An asset puts money into our pocket. yes, we may have to work at the beginning to put the deal together and to solve different things as we put everything in place. However, once the deal is put together, we have the team in place, we have the right systems in place, we have the 8 integrities of a successful business. And those 8 integrities, what are they? One, mission. It has to have a mission, right? What's the mission of the business? Every business is created to solve a problem. Then we have team. Who's the team, right? That's what we're going to talk about today. Why success starts with a proper team. And then we have leadership. And then we have cash flow, communications, systems, legal, and product. Don't just focus on the product. However, we want to build a product-based business because we want to have something that we can sell without us having to be present. We want to be able to sell the product worldwide. And hopefully we're doing it in the way that we can detach ourselves completely from the entire deal. And that means that we either using other people's products. If we're creating our own products, then we're doing it through a digital format, and we're using branding. So to brand a logo, to brand our personal name, but the name of the company, and we want to turn the company into a brand. And the way we do that is by adding intrinsic value, and that means that we need to put the legalities in place. So we need to trademark the logo. We need to patent whatever we're doing. If we're creating a product and it's unique, and that's what we offer into the marketplace, and we need to patent that so no one can take that away from us. We need to have the legalities in order. That's how we add intrinsic value into a company for that company to become a true brand. Otherwise, it just stays as a commodity. Anybody can come along the way and replace it. So we need to protect it. And then we need to have business integrity. And business integrity means that the company's making money. At the end of the day, it's profitable because it's solving a problem in the world successfully. And people keep coming back. People either come back or they tell somebody else about the product, that they had success with our product. So if they meet somebody else that has the problem that they used to have, then they will suggest them to come to our brand, our company, because we have the solution. So at the end of the day, what type of problems do we want to solve? That's the question, right? We want to figure that out. We want to create a plan and ask those questions every day until we come to an answer. We need to figure out what it is that we want to give back to the world in a form of a product. And we can use other people's products. Just about every company that we can think of today, they have an affiliate program. And basically, it means that for whatever percentage that we agree on, that they're paying out for every client, whatever we bring to the table, if we bring 10 people a day, they're going to pay that percentage for each person that buys on that product. And if it's a subscription product, we continue to get payments every single month through passive income or residual income, right? Because the customer that is paying is the one that we brought to the table. So companies are willing to give a percentage, and often very high. However, we create our own products. If we do our own brand, then we get to keep 100%. So I always suggest for everyone in our community to build a business. We will learn a lot throughout the entire journey of building a business. Is something that is very helpful when it comes to building investments and doing business overall. Because when we build a business from scratch, we have to learn things that other people don't know. And it requires us to increase our financial IQ. And business is all about dealing with other people. So we need to understand how to deal with people when it comes to business. And having customer service and being able to allocate the right people in place. Today, we have the ability to hire people from different countries based on their expertise. We can hire them for just the job through them being a self-employed or a freelancer. And they're not an employee to us, but they just hired to do a job. And that's something that we can actually go into because is better for us at the end when we're building the business from scratch, because if we need to have a job done, if we need help with something, we want somebody to do it, and then that's it. And they can take care of the liability on their own. We don't have to pay for their taxes. We don't have to pay for any of that because they're not our employee. We hire them for the job, and they're independent contractor. So they're self-employed, and they take care of their taxes, and that's their liability. And that's another way that we can keep more into our pocket legally, okay? On our journey to financial independence, we may have read a lot of articles on the Master Investors website. Among these are the significance of selecting the appropriate consultants and comprehending our personal financial statement. Even more crucial than those, though, is creating a support system to help us achieve our financial objectives. No man is an island entire of itself. We cannot do it all by ourselves to get from where we are financially right now to achieve our financial dream. It is not feasible. Our personal support group is our dependable go-to source for moral, mental, and emotional assistance, in contrast to our group of wise counselors. This is a group of people we can rely on, particularly in difficult circumstances. They pay attention, support us in achieving our objectives, and above all, give us candid criticism, even when we don't want to hear it. Admit it, many justifications can be made by people, particularly when money is involved. Imagine, however, stating these justifications aloud to a group of close friends that we respect and trust. They will give us the support we need to change any pessimistic thoughts because they want us to succeed. We are likely to give up without this continuous support group. Feeling less lonely, isolated, or judged, gaining a sense of empowerment and control, improving our coping skills and sense of adjustment, and reducing distress, depression, or anxiety as potential advantages of joining a support group. Who couldn't benefit from such a constructive influence? We have suggested that people excel in different areas of intelligence. Individuals typically possess both several intelligence in which they excel and multiple intelligence in which they lack proficiency. Business and investing both are team sports. We must get into or build the best possible team for the mission of each business and investment that we control. Investing is having a winning business plan with a lucrative exit strategy. We measure our return on investment with facts and not opinions, like majority of uneducated investors do. They measure everything in their business with opinions. Somebody told them that that business was good or that investment was good, so they did it and they lost the money because they listened to somebody else's opinions. And a lot of times people's opinions never become true. So we need to go with facts. We need to be able to read financial statements. That's why one of the most important steps is to start with our personal financial statement. That's today's homework. If we haven't done so, we need to figure out where we are financially today. How does our financial statement looks like right now so that we can improve that assets column, starting with one product, starting with one business or investment that we control. And we need to understand how is the cash flow flowing through that entire financial statement as is right now so that we can control that cash flow better. Whatever income you're controlling right now needs to be directed to the right places so that we can improve financially. And the first expense that we should have on our expenses column is investing. A lot of people don't have investing listed on their expenses column at all. They don't have any investments. And sometimes they call assets what are liabilities because they call their house an asset because it's their biggest debt that they have or the mortgage. But number one, if they have to wake up every day to work at a job to pay for that mortgage every month, then that is not an asset, even though the house may go up in value because it's not putting money into the pocket right now. So who's paying for the debt should be the question that we need to answer. And if the answer is the person that is living in that house is paying for the one that got the mortgage, then it's not an asset for him. It's an asset for the bank, but it's not an asset on his personal financial statement because he's paying for it. That debt is not making him or her wealthy. It's taking money out of their pocket every single month. However, if that person gets a little savvy when it comes to business, and now he or she is like, okay, well, there's a digital course that I can take to learn how to create cash flow, to learn how to turn liabilities into assets, then that person will turn it into an Airbnb operation if the location is adequate for Airbnb. And now that house becomes a business and it becomes a cash cow for that person. Now that house is creating passive income to the point where it's paying for the debt service, for the mortgage, and is leaving money for the owner, for the one that's controlling that debt. And now that person can use that capital to invest into something else. And that is tax-free because it's passive income. It's coming in from the renters, whoever is staying there throughout the week from Airbnb. So who's paying for the debt? Good debt gets paid on its own from the business. Bad debt, we pay for it with our own money. But there's nothing wrong with having bad debt because as we get wealthier, we're going to want to get liabilities. Maybe we want to have something that doesn't create income for us, but it's just the experience that we want to have. Maybe it's a nice car or a private jet that we want to control, or anything else that will cost us money. So there's nothing wrong with having liabilities. However, we need to first have a plan so that we have those liabilities and expenses being paid and satisfied with assets that we control, so that we never have to worry about paying for those liabilities and we can get as many liabilities as we want. So it's not about shrinking when we're building wealth. It's about expanding and growing. It's about living above our means. As we know here at Master Investor, rule number one in our community is that we work to build passive income and multiply money through sound investing. And it requires financial education, it requires planning, it requires understanding who we are as individuals. It requires self-development. It's not easy, but it's very possible because with discipline, anyone can do anything, literally. So it's not rocket science, but it requires us to pay attention and shift our core values regarding money. We need to adopt the wealthy context. And that comes from listening to audios like this, discussions of money. We need to increase the conversations that we have about money with our groups, that we are talking every single day. Who are we hanging around with? In order to become wealthier, we need to have those conversations on a day-to-day basis. It needs to be part of our vocabulary. What is the cash flow of this investment? You know, we want to have those conversations because that's how we get ideas, and we need to be planning. And we need to be investing. So whatever money we have, we need to have a plan for that money. How are we going to multiply that money? How is that money going to go out and work for me and work for us in a sound investment that we control with our companies? So we're not giving our money away to anyone to invest it for us. We're going to do it because we're going to invest in the education to learn about that asset class. So if we want to get into real estate, we want to get into crypto, we'll go and get a digital course, we'll get an ebook, we'll get a mentor to teach us about that specific asset class. But it's important that we begin to invest, that we begin to understand the business principles, that we get educated financially. It is the way to create freedom. We need to control the game that we're going to be playing for the rest of our lives, which is money. We must get into or build the best possible team for the mission of each business and investment. Investing is having a winning business plan with a lucrative exit strategy. We must be above average in order to have extraordinary results. Is our network truly assisting us in achieving our financial objectives? Our motivation, our attitude, and ultimately whether or not we reach our financial objectives can all be greatly influenced by the individuals we spend time with and surround ourselves with. The 5 people that we hang around every single day, they hold our future. Whether it's family members, who are we listening to on social media, what types of context we're reading, books, what are we looking at on a day-to-day. We need to pay attention to that because they hold our future. That's why we need to filter out bad information with the good information. And we need to know our goals financially too, because money is going to play a role on every aspect in our lives forever. So we need to master that game. I encourage everyone that is listening to this talk on money to begin to educate oneself on investing in business and how to actively invest successfully like the wealthy. Invest in financial education, invest in self-development, invest in knowing about artificial intelligence and new technology. All of these things can be beneficial to our community because we are using them to fulfill a mission for every business that we ever create or invest in. Every business is created to solve a problem. So what are we passionate about? What do we want to give back to the world? What type of networks do we want to build or have? It's all about creating networks and providing value to those networks. And it starts with the first email that we get. Think about this. Online today, we can put a message in front of hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people. We can reach the entire world with very few clicks, and everything it can be done on autopilot too. Today, artificial intelligence is helping with every single system. It's automating just about every single step. So it's very easy to say to a marketing ad, I want to market to these types of individuals, whoever behaves like this. So if we find the niche and we put that message right in front of them with the right product, with the solution, we can be selling worldwide in an instant today. So the velocity in which we can get wealthy is much faster than before. So yes, we can get wealthy fast. Of course we can. But we need to take action. We need to understand what is that we want to do for the world. Right? What type of problem do we want to solve? Where do we want to be involved in the world? What type of niche, what industry? 5 different asset classes that we can invest in. Business, that's number 1. Number 2, real estate. Number 3, crypto. Number 4, paper assets. Number 5, commodities. Which is the one that we're going to start with? I always like to recommend business, but some people can start with crypto. Some people can start with paper assets. Some people can start with commodities. It depends of the individual. The focus is to build passive income enough to replace the current income that the person has from their job. At that point where all the expenses and living expenses and cost of living per month is being paid with the passive income that is coming in from real assets that the individual controls with their companies, with our companies, 100%. That's the first goal right there. And then from there, we're going to continue to invest and multiply capital in sound investments. We will have experience, we will have financial education and excess of cash flow at that point. Those are the 3 E's of a master investor. We get paid through passive income. We don't get paid through a paycheck. We don't want a paycheck. And one of the hardest things people have to do in their life when they become an entrepreneur and an investor is to forget about a paycheck, because we don't get paid like that. We get paid through passive income, through the business revenue, right? We don't get a check like people as an employee get. And investments can give us 2 types of income, passive income or capital gains income. So we either get something of value and then we hold it and it goes up in value and we sell it for more than we pay for. And then that gain right there is capital gains income. It's just a one time. We want to focus on passive income because that's how we build true wealth. It gives us freedom. And freedom and wealth is measured not just with money, because it wouldn't make sense to measure it just with money, because a lot of people have money, but they don't have freedom. A doctor has money, but he or she doesn't really have freedom. If he or she has to be at the operating table 24/7, 365 days of the year, if the doctor is a multi-millionaire, multi-billionaire, then how is he or she going to enjoy that money? But we do need great people in place. Like, we need great employees. So there's nothing wrong. Maybe that doctor's life and dreams was to do that, and that's what that person's purpose was. So it doesn't feel like work to them. And at the same time, they have the financial security that they have the money in their bank account and whatnot. But more interesting would be for that doctor to think about a solution to solve millions of people's problem. Maybe he can come out with a medicine that will cure a disease or something. So now that doctor becomes a business owner, and it becomes an inside investor, so he can really turn his expertise and actually help become more generous and help more people, and at the same time create more freedom for the doctor, and at the same time is creating more money as well, because there's not a limit of how many products he can sell to the niche that he's involved in. So we want to build products, we want to acquire products, we want to have assets that we control, and we want to actively invest. So the question is, what did we invest on today? Did we get any crypto? Did we get any paper assets? Did we get any commodities? What did we acquire? Did we start our business? Did we invest in our self-development? We have to be constantly investing in things that will get us ahead financially, and we need to figure out where we are financially today. Through a financial statement, we can do that. Is our network truly assisting us in achieving our financial objectives? Create a lifts me up list by asking ourselves these questions. Who can we confide in about our ideas, feelings, and thoughts, and know they will encourage us rather than condemn or criticize us? When we succeed, does anyone actually get excited? When we fail, who is sympathetic to us and doesn't say, I told you so, even if they did? Who is our loyal support system? The most important factor to consider while aiming for any degree of success and happiness in life is this: be in the company of encouraging individuals. Put another way, cut out the bad people from our lives. Supportive individuals inspire us to pursue our aspirations. They provide us advice and encouragement, explain why we will succeed and want us to succeed. We get pulled down by negativity and uplifted by positivity. So we need to unapologetically remove toxic individuals from our lives. And sometimes we have to remove toxic customers from our businesses. We have to fire toxic customers. Sometimes we don't want to do business with certain people because maybe they don't have the same standards that we do. They violate the code of ethics that we have for our companies. They don't have clean hands. We need to make sure that we have clean hands at all times when we do business. We don't ever want to jeopardize three things: our time, our minds, and our freedom. Those three things cannot be replaced. They're priceless. So protect them at all costs. Whatever we're doing, we have to protect those three things. And we have to nurture our minds by doing self-development, investing in ourselves, get a book, start reading, expand our vocabulary. So many different words that we can learn every single day. There are about 1 million words in the dictionary. How many do we really know? There's always room to improve. So practice, practice, practice makes improvement. Forget the perfection thing, because there's not such thing. We can always improve. Our environment is key for our success in life. We must always strive to be where our hearts are, because that is where our treasures are found. We must follow our intuition and heart when making decisions about who we socialize and engage with on a daily basis. This may seem insignificant, but it matters so much in the outcome of our lives. We must pay attention to those who we allow in our inner circle. We should always choose people that are OQP, only quality people. People that are aligned with our visions, intentions, and being a positive energy around us. People who are negative will give us all the reasons why we are incapable of doing something, such as it will never work, don't be ridiculous, and what makes us think we could pull that off are some of the things they will say, or avoid taking a chance, they will say. We could lose, etc. Giving negative people the X is less expensive than retaining them into our lives, despite the fact that it may seem challenging. Creativity is stiff, stifled by negativity individuals. Basically, we need to ensure that any negative energy or any person that is negative towards us, any comments or anything like that, we need to just not even argue. And what we do is draw the line. We just cut that energy off and we make room for better individuals in our lives because they do hold our future. So whoever we're hanging around with, whoever we are exchanging energies with every day, who are we talking to on text messages, on emails, on our phone calls, we need to take a look at all of that. Okay, that's another homework for today. We need to assess our contacts and who are we close to and who are we telling what we want to do in life, because those people that we're telling them all of that could either mean they're positive towards our future or they're negative. Either they're toxic or they're nurturing to us. Two types of individuals in life when it comes to either being good or bad, right? Is it toxic or is it nurturing relationship? Is it adding to the assets column? Is it adding to my life because I'm also improving their lives? I'm also adding value because we are the type of people that we add value to other people's lives. We understand the power of being generous. The more we give, the more we should receive. And that's the law. That's a universal law. The more we solve other people's problems, the more we think about other people's problems and we solve them, the wealthier we become. So don't focus on the money per se, focus on solving a problem big enough that will make us truly wealthy. So what type of problems are we passionate about solving? Our dreams are crushed by them and any negative entity, right? That's how they do it. They crush people's dreams. They continue to make us doubt ourselves. If we're in a negative group, we will always doubt ourselves. We will fear about doing things. And there's nothing wrong with fearing about something, because when fear kicks in, that means that is our calling. We have to attack the good fears, because fear is basically telling us there's something there that we need to learn about. We need to get knowledgeable about what's in the unknown. That's what we fear, because we haven't experienced what is in there. And when we do that, we usually find treasures on the other side. We find happiness. So attack fear. But when people are in the negative circle, they usually fear about everything. They don't take a step forward because they don't feel worthy enough that they could actually win or they could succeed in whatever they attempting to do. So it's better to be by ourselves. If we're going to have negative company, it's better to just be by ourselves. And we have a lot of technology today that we can use to improve without having to see somebody face to face. So we can choose what we see on our social media. We can go on YouTube like we're doing now, and we're educating ourselves. We're doing self-education, which I think is the best approach in today's fast and changing world with technology. Everything is digital. So understanding what to pick when it comes to what are we reading since we wake up. We should strategize. We're supposed to have a plan every day with actions, and we need to be very strategic about everything that we do. They waste our time and sap our vitality. People who are negative keep us small. Negativity drags us down when we ought to be flying high. Locating and becoming a suitable partner. We can make a good deal with the partner. In such sentence, there are 2 points. If our partner is unsupportive, negative, or pursuing their own agenda, a good deal, whether it be personal, commercial, or investment, will turn into a bad one. We must be a good partner in order to draw a good one. Therefore, look beyond those in our immediate vicinity. We should also examine ourselves and ask ourselves, what type of partner am I? Creating a support network. Our personal preferences will determine how our support group is constructed. We must determine the ideal group size and composition for our circumstances. Approach our spouse or significant other to begin our group. This individual is typically our biggest ally. If not, don't let the fact that our partner is more of a liability than an asset. Simply put, don't engage him or her in our support system at first. When they see the income or the cash flow, they might change their mind. Next, consider gathering 2 or 4 other individuals who are starting compatible adventures, like-minded individuals, and we can find them online very easily. We have places like Discord. We have so many different forums and other tools that we can access people that are involved in whatever we want to get involved with. When as professional individuals support one another in pursuing their goals, powerful things occur. And it turns into an invaluable partnership if we both study and gain knowledge from our experiences. There's no other way to gain the financial education we receive. A coach or mentor is another essential component of our support system. A mentor is someone who understands our predicament since they have been there before. They understand where we are today, our situation that we're facing. A coach is a person who uses a structured training to help us achieve a particular goal. Effective mentors and coaches have a wealth of knowledge and accomplishments in the fields we're attempting to explore. They ought to be respected individuals who offer advice, expertise, and support when we need it. And there are a lot of fake teachers in the world. There are a lot of fake mentors in the world. And we find them in the schools all the time across the world, in the universities. People that are talking about things and they don't even do what they're talking about. So we don't want to learn from those people. We want to learn from real teachers, real mentors, and we want to choose them wisely. We have 24 hours a day, and we can only do so much a day, so we need to really handpick our team. And it starts with asking ourselves, what is the mission of our lives? Like, what is that we want to leave as a legacy? The sooner we find that out, the sooner we figure our destiny, our destination, and what we want out of life, we can start reverse engineer a plan that will get us there and will give us the roadmap to be able to do it in a way that we are enjoying ourselves throughout the journey, because it's about thriving. It's not about surviving. It's about thriving, living above our means, expanding, and doing what we love to do. So many people are leaving their talents behind because they're working hard for earned income, and they have to because they have a lot of bills and they have expenses and they have all of these other things, but they don't have the priorities like they're supposed to. Otherwise, they wouldn't be where they are financially. As a priority, as a wealthy individual, we want to have becoming wealthy as a priority, as one of the first thing we focus on is becoming wealthy. And a lot of people think of wealth as last thing because they fear about business and investing. They think that is risky because they lack knowledge. The first step is to invest in financial education. We don't want to give our money away to anyone to invest it for us. We want to invest it ourselves. We want to become great at multiplying money because it's the game that we're going to be playing for the rest of our lives, all of us, regardless in which industry we're on. 4 players in the game of money. Left out the cash flow circle. We also have a diagram here with the cash flow circle on our screen. We have the employee and the self-employed. Earn income trading one's time for money. They don't work, they don't get paid. 97% of the population, that's where they operate from. There's nothing wrong with that if the person loves to do what they do. However, a lot of artificial intelligence and new technology will be replacing a lot of the old jobs. And we'll be creating new jobs for artificial intelligence, but a lot of those people will fall behind in the new economy because they don't want to learn about artificial intelligence. And that is a big sector because it's replacing their jobs. So people that are flipping hamburgers or doing tasks that artificial intelligence can do it without having to complain or ask for raises or get sick and so forth. For the owner is better, and for the customer too, because now we just deal with a machine that is perfectly making the burger. We don't have to deal with people's emotions in that aspect. Everything is being done digitally. Everything is moving fast towards being digital. As we have seen in the past 20 years, how much technology has grown is incredible. So where are we on the cash flow circle? Where do we operate from? From the left side of the cash flow circle or the right side of the cash flow circle? So on the left side, people work for money. They have a job, or the person is a self-employed and they own a job. They pay the highest in taxes because that's what the laws state. Employee and self-employed pay the highest in taxes. On the right side of the cash flow circle, we find the business owner owns and controls systems, and the inside investor makes money work hard. 3% of population, that's where we operate from, on the right side of the cash flow circle. We don't work, we still get paid because we have businesses, we have assets, our money's working for us. We don't physically work. I mean, we put the time to build businesses and to look at investments, but we're not working for a paycheck. We're working to build passive income. And when we achieve passive income, that means we successfully acquire an asset that is working for us without us having to work. So we want to be operating on the right side of the cash flow circle to be able to create total freedom and create the lifestyle that we want. World's wealth, 97% is built on the right side of the cash flow circle. 3% of the wealth is found on the left side of the cash flow circle. That's why when we look at people that are high pay employees, a CEO of a company, or maybe a movie star, they're still employees. Even though they have fame and they have money, they still have to show up to work. So, and only about 10% of each industry employees get like the highest pay. So only 10% of the movie stars get paid multi-millions of dollars per movie. You know, soccer players, basketball players, not everybody has multi-million-dollar contracts. It depends on what the person wants out of life. However, even if the person wants to become a basketball player or wants to become an employee or a CEO of a company, that person should also invest in their financial education, because at some point, a person is going to want to probably depart from that job or from that industry and relax or do something else and replace that income. And a lot of celebrities, a lot of people that have been paid a lot of money, but they have no financial education, what happens to them is what happens to everybody that has a lack of financial education. They end up losing their money. They end up going back to the old patterns of being poor, because it's a pattern. It's the way we invest and we approach money and the way we make money. So we want to be focusing on the right side of the cash flow circle as a business owner and inside investor. Which side of the cash flow circle do we operate from? On the left side of the cash flow circle, we find those who work for earned income. On the right side of the cash flow circle, we find those working for passive income and capital gains income. Choose the side of the cash flow circle where we want to live our lives. We highly recommend the right side of the cash flow circle because it is where we create financial freedom. Start spending money like the wealthy do. As we study wealthy individuals across the world, we can understand that becoming wealthy is about mastering how to raise capital, making money work hard, and extraordinary investments that are providing a solution and a high demand to the marketplace. We have to become masters at studying and understanding others' personalities because business is all about people, solutions, and systems. Having customer service be a priority will help us stay ahead from the competition. Today, more than ever, having the right support system, not only for ourselves, but for our customers, will make all the difference in our success. Customers want to ensure they can have their issues solved in case of one arising at any point while doing business with our companies. Another important point is that we must master how to spend money like the wealthy do. We must focus on spending money and assets that create passive income today. Then that passive income must be moved to another cash flowing asset as soon as we have it on our possession. We have to have a plan for the money to work and multiply in a sound operation. Financial statement of the wealthy of the 3%. As we can see on our screen, we can clearly understand what a wealthy pattern looks like of a wealthy individual. We focus on the assets column, and then we have control assets that literally is pumping cash flow into our pockets, into the income column. That's how we make money, is from the assets column. So we have the financial statement, we have the income statement, we have the income column, we have the expenses, we have the balance sheet, the assets column, and the liabilities column. We focus on building passive income and capital gains income through sound investing. So on the assets column, we have businesses, real estate, paper assets, crypto, commodities. And then we have the income that is coming in from the rental income, from the dividends, interest, royalties. We have expenses, taxes, mortgage payment, liabilities, mortgage, consumer loans, credit cards, etc. However, those liabilities can be turned into assets because we're going to redirect those expenses back into the asset column, because a lot of that mortgage payment is being paid with the renter's income that is coming from the Airbnb operation. So we're not paying for it. The business is paying for it. So now that mortgage becomes an asset because that mortgage is putting money into our pocket. After we pay the bank, whatever is left is our positive cash flow. So that's what it looks like. When we look at the poor financial statement, we can see that their income comes from their job and they have no assets in their assets column. And that's why they struggle financially and they can't stay ahead of inflation, because today money is created with debt. We need to actively invest in order to stay ahead of inflation and to beat it, because it's going to continue to rise because money is created with debt. And today we're over $31 trillion in national debt, and it's not going to stop. It's not going to be paid. So inflation is always going to be there. We need to learn how to take advantage of it, because we're going to invest with debt. We're going to use debt to minimize taxes. We're going to use it to invest in real estate and other assets classes that allows us to use debt. And we're going to build passive income because it's taxed at the lowest bracket. Knowing how to operate like the wealthy is critical for our success. It is all about studying the patterns and using them in our lives. We have to actively invest and develop our people, because that could be the best thing we do for our wealth. We want to grow our organizations. However, the people in those organizations are critical that they also follow through with an ability to grow within the company. Whatever organization we're building, we want to create opportunity for our people. We want to grow them because they mean everything for the company. So having a win-win environment is going to keep people around us for the long term. And we want to build teams that are composed of smart people. We want to attract teams that are extraordinary because they're solving a problem. They're helping the mission of the business be completed. Great creating environments where others can grow and express themselves through actionable steps that helps our customers grow and also grow in their lives. So if we have a company, we have now a way that even the person that's cleaning can come up with an idea and they can improve the cash flow of the company because he or she found a better way to do something. Now that person gets promoted immediately and gets attached to the cash flow of the company, whatever they help the company build or create, and now it's improving the cash flow, they get a percentage of that. And they should be moved and promoted to a different position because they're bringing value to the company. And now that person is going to go home, and even when they're off work, they're going to still think about solutions to bring to the table. And that's the type of environments we want to create in our organizations. When it is acceptable to leave, get rid of toxic, negative people from our lives, whether it be at work or in our personal life. Even though it is rarely simple, we will just wish we had done it sooner. Now that we know these people no longer have any power over us, it is difficult enough to push ourselves and pursue our financial objectives without having to deal with burdensome living in baggage, etc. When those around us support us, our success will be much greater, simpler, and more enjoyable. It takes a structure to reach our financial objectives. Over time, we can discover that our support system evolves. The people we rely on to support, mentor, and educate, we will vary along with our goals and circumstances, establish our support system immediately, regardless of whatever we are. Our aspirations for financial independence or our desire to escape the rat race, be in the company of people who are trustworthy, knowledgeable, experienced, and supportive. We are setting ourselves up for failure if we don't have a support system and a winning business plan. On our path to financial independence, we deserve to succeed. We will invite everyone to join our support network today. Here at Master Investor, subscribe to the channel, and of course, leave a comment, go to our website, get our ebooks. We have 3 right now: the 10 new rules of money, how to build cash flow with the internet, turn passive income on, and how to invest in crypto to build wealth. We'll be releasing our 4th ebook probably this month, how to raise capital to build wealth. And we will be also releasing our 5th ebook and digital course soon after. Everything that we need to know about business and investing, like the ultra wealthy, we'll be able to find here in our community at Master Investor. Let's go over today's bonus. What are the 4 business personalities and the 7 intelligence? Do we know which of the 4 business personality types we are? Knowing our business personality type can help us succeed. To genuinely succeed, surround oneself with the appropriate business personality types. The 4 personality types that exist in the business world are as follows. Number 1, I must be correct type of people. Number 2, those who believe that they must be comfortable or at ease. Number 3, I must be liked type of people. And lastly, number 4, the I have to win people. Developing a I must win mentality. Individuals who develop a I must win mentality and then pursue business eventually become significant change agents. The power and influence of industries, titans in these professions is still unmatched, even though many people have deviated from the antiquated models in corporate industries to succeed, frequently through smaller boutique enterprises. To ensure that everyone has an equal chance of success, these organizations also urgently need to adapt. That might happen as a result of outside pressure from those who have departed to launch their own businesses and share their own experiences. We made the decision long ago that it would be better to launch our own company rather than attempting to do so within the framework of somebody else. This is one of the reasons they seldom collaborate with the education sector despite developing teaching materials for personal finance. Instead, than fighting every flaw in the educational system, we decided to launch our own financial education here at Master Investor and deliver the best and most high quality financial education made simple that exists. Our mission here at Master Investor is to be the global authentic brand of money, business, and investing that elevates the financial well-being of humanity through high quality financial education made simple. We look at opportunities to build passive income, win-win partnerships, and true wealth. There are 7 intelligence we should all invest into developing, because those who master the control over the 7 different intelligence and have the personality of we must win type of people, then we will succeed in business and investing without a doubt. Instead of fighting every flaw in something that has already been created, time will be better spent creating a world they want to be a part of and being solution focused with a product. There are 7 intelligence, and knowing them will help us develop a more dynamic team for our businesses and investments. The 7 intelligence are: number 1, verbal linguistic. Verbal linguistically intelligent people are typically proficient in reading, writing, and word and date memorization. Number 2, logical, mathematical. Math is a strong suit for those with this intelligence. They feel at ease with logic, abstractions, numbers, and numerical issues. Number 3, body kinesthetic. These people frequently possess physical talents. They usually learn best by doing and moving about. Number 4, spatial. This intelligence excels at puzzle solving, design, art, and visualization. Generally speaking, these individuals are regarded as a right brain dominant. 5, musical. Pitch, melody, rhythm, and music all have an impact on this intellect. This individual frequently performs well on musical instruments and sings. 6, interpersonal. These people can communicate. They are typically outgoing, well-liked, and sensitive to the emotions, motivations, temperaments, and moods of others. 7, intrapersonal. Emotional intelligence is another name for this intelligence. Introspection and self-reflection are topics covered by this intellect. Creating multiple intellectual networks. Knowing our skills and weaknesses in terms of intelligence is vital, but it's even more crucial to use other people's strengths to make up for our shortcomings. Creating a network of multiple intelligence is the term for this. The one success-oriented intelligence that everyone needs. Outsourcing to people who possess certain intelligence is far preferable to attempting to build ourselves or doing it ourselves, right? We want to use other people's expertise and there's whatever they specialize on, and we want to delegate. The most important words in the business language are cash flow. The second most important words in the business language are due diligence. That being said, if one wants to succeed, one of Master Investor's forms of intelligence must be developed. Intrapersonal intelligence is that one intelligence we need to develop to become wealthy. Emotional intelligence and street smarts. Having high intrapersonal intelligence, also known as emotional intelligence, which is far more significant in life than academic intelligence, is one of the reasons someone with street smart can succeed even if they lack book smart. A combination of street smart and emotional intelligence. One of the reasons someone with street smart can achieve even if they lack book smart is because they possess strong intrapersonal intelligence, commonly referred to as emotional intelligence, which is significantly more important in life than academic knowledge. Similarly, even if they lack great intellectual intelligence, the most successful individuals in terms of money have strong emotional intelligence. Even though they lack good book smart, they have tremendous street smart. To put it briefly, they are able to use their emotional intelligence to overcome fear and take risks required to improve their financial intelligence and become wealthy. No emotionalness, but emotional. Being emotionally intelligent does not imply being emotionless. Knowing that anger is okay as long as it is not out of control is a sign of emotional intelligence. We are aware that while feeling offended is okay, acting foolishly out of retaliation is not. How emotional intelligence can help us avoid being held back by disappointment. People who are reluctant to try anything new are frequently fearful of being let down. They fear that they will be rejected or make a mistake, but the truth is that we have to be willing to try new things if we want to succeed in life rather than merely get by. And be ready to be let down if we do that. In certain situations, society has reinforced the notion that we must only use our book smart to succeed in life, even if it means giving up our street smart, or in this case, intrapersonal intelligence. The most successful people, however, all possess a strong street smart, either in addition to or instead of their book smart. This explains why many successful individuals like Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, and Bill Gates left college early but went on to achieve success in their own life. It also explains why many graduates of elite universities wind up in middle management positions with no opportunity for advancements. Furthermore, they keep learning and use their setbacks as a springboard for future growth rather than letting them setbacks stop us. Celebrate our accomplishment, be encouraged if we are reading this and we think, or listening to this, and we think we need to stop whatever you're doing. First, create a plan. That's the best advice that we can give, is to just create a plan, a business plan. It doesn't have to be long. And fill out the financial statement. Go to our ebook, How to Build Cash Flow with the Internet. Get into that digital course, download the financial statement into Excel, fill it in, and take the first step. Have a plan. Figure out where we are financially today. How is our money flowing through our current financial statement? We need to adjust several different things in the way we approach money, in the way we think about money. We need to organize everything and create our support team. Welcome to our inner circle here at Master Investor. Now, we know that we have a group and a support team that can literally guide us to financial freedom and build true wealth. As long as we take action with everything that we're learning here at Master Investor, remember 3 things that we must do. We learn something about money every day from a real mentor. Apply that. Number 2 is applying it into our lives, into our strategy on that same day. And number 3, we need to teach somebody else about what we learn. And that's how we become extraordinary. And that's the goal, is to not be average in anything that we do. We need to be extraordinary and always have that attitude and that personality of we must win. And ready to learn something new and be flexible. It is ambitious, admirable, and thrilling undertaking. A common misconception about success propagated by our culture is that we need a title and a salary to be recognized. We don't. We need to have an idea, put that in paper, put that in a business plan, build the right business with the 8 integrities of a successful business that we talk about inside of our ebooks. And the 8 integrities are mission, team, leadership, cash flow, communication, systems, legal, and product. Having those 8 integrities in our businesses will guarantee the success of those businesses and also the help of turning those businesses into real brands. And that's what we want to achieve, because we can pass brands down generations. A brand is powerful. A company is just a commodity. Anybody can come around and replace that company. So we need to ensure that we turn our companies into brands by adding intrinsic value and business integrity, like we spoke early on today's talk. Investing is a plan and it requires a team in order to succeed in it. Start investing in high quality financial education here at Master Investor, reading our ebooks. Start with the 10 New Rules of Money, how to build cash flow with the internet, turn passive income on, and how to invest in crypto to build wealth. Get more lucrative tools on our newsletter. Go to our website, sign up for it, get all of our articles delivered to our email inbox, and start investing in financial education. Let us know if you have any questions on today's talk. We cover why success starts with the proper team. Thank you for joining, and we appreciate the business. Bring you the good and bad news of money, the business principles that work in all economies. Go to our website and sign up for our digital courses. They are available right now. Let us know if there are any questions. We will talk soon. Thank you for having me again, and